Hey Clashers, the Legend Push season is over and I will share every single base I built in this video, but first, let's take a look at where we finished the season. On main account, not too high unfortunately, rank 64 globally. I was hoping for something a bit higher. I was already expecting that I could not break my personal record and finish on rank 1. I know that's not that realistic, but on my second account, I was not really happy, to be honest. Rank 37, I think over the majority of season I was within the top 20. But then again, in the end, I threw my lead away. I will take a look at the stats in just a second. I will share how I did over the entirety of the season. But first off, the third account, which I pushed as well, rank 48. Overall, not as high as I was hoping for, but at the same time, I think pretty decent considering that we streamed the majority and pretty much every day of the season and shared all of those attacks with you guys in my streams. And, well, let's take a look at the stats. This is the entire stats sheet, okay? So, everything before the event troop happened and after. I will just share everything a little bit more in detail as you... Obviously, I don't think you can see everything otherwise on your little screens, but this is kind of what happened. The big thing in the middle right now, which you can see like the big bar, is kind of what the average was before the event troops were happening. And this is where I was rank 11 in the world with my highest account. But then things have changed. Take a look at the last couple of days on the right. That was not a good couple of days whatsoever. I kind of threw everything away. I think I could have finished within my personal best, within my personal record, but well, sometimes it's just not going your way. I really hope for a better season in the future because I can already tease you that I will push again. But now let's take a look at the bases. There's the first base which I used earlier in the season, which is kind of like an adjusted base of Corny. Huge shout out goes to him, like he built this base last season, I think, and it was everywhere. And, well, it defended really great with one Rage Tower. And then I have built a ton of bases overall. All of the base links obviously are down below in the description. You can, like, tweak little things as you want. As some of the bases were mainly versus the event troops. Some of them were not. But I feel like going into more detail is a bit too much. But this, I feel like, was the base of the season. I have faced this base at least once on every single account, every single day within the last 1 or 2 weeks of the season. This base was insane. There's a couple of versions out there from this base. I have linked 2 of them down below the description. But guys, this was just... I mean, everyone copied this base. Everyone used this base. Stars used it for his finish. I mean, it was everywhere. It was crazy. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is, I guess, when building bases. Like, it turns into a league of iTzu. Because at the majority of time, like the last 1 to 2 weeks, I had 50% of my attacks being versus my own bases. This is, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. It kind of is annoying at some point as well, if it's kind of is like a friendly challenge mode to some degree. And I hate to attack my own bases because obviously when you're building a base, you're kind of thinking of what entries the other player could do. And then that's your own entries in the end, kind of, right? So you're kind of building versus yourself to some degree. And oh boy, I struggled quite a bit. So with the event troops, I have struggled quite a bit because I typically play more, I don't know, smash attacks recently with the super bonus, and none of the troops are really fitting in that army style. So the gold ones were more like spammy, I guess, but it is what it is. But now with all of those bases, overall 14 bases, I've built a couple of more, but they were not defending that well, so they were not put in this video. But now let's take a look at the numbers. How much money did I make with this one season? So let's start things off with the stay deal. You can see above me all of those numbers which Carry paid, and with, well, all of those finishes which I've mentioned earlier, with this stay deal, I have made $70, $70, and $60, which overall is $200 just by staying inside a specific clan. Then we had the end of season deal, which is being in the clan at the end of the season, which is the important thing. And on that one, I have made $80, $80, and $60 yet again, which overall the total is pushing me to $440 for this season. Now, well, that is not bad money whatsoever. But now, let's talk a little bit more about what I could have made selling the bases, because this is always the thing you kind of have to compare it to. And I will do a base pack. Actually, I think we'll do 2 or 3 base packs for the November season, because I'm not going to push there. and they're going to be sold on the RH base bidding Discord server. The announcement will be there, but you have to be quick. My last base pack sold out in like 30 minutes or something, but they will be somewhat expensive. So how does it work? How do my base packs normally work? Well, it's pretty much that I sell overall 2 bases to overall 20 people. Those 2 bases are going to cost 45 euros, which is way above average. But I mean, if there is some reason for you to buy it, I mean, literally everyone copies my bases. Like Navi players left and right, the top ranks, everyone. So I feel like it's a lot of advertisement. They even defended versus golden ticket players in the World Championship because some teams use it in there versus golden ticket teams. It defended 3 out of 4 times. So I feel like a lot more advertisement. You can't get that anywhere. So yeah, that's why they're a bit more expensive than the other ones. But let's now turn this into perspective, right? I built like above 14 bases, about 14 bases, which I could have actually sold overall. This means that would have been 7 base packs. 1 base pack is making around 900 euros because, well, 20 customers with each 45 euros. That's overall 900 euros for 2 bases, which, having 7 base packs overall, that's quite a bit of money, which you cannot really compare to the $450. But as well, like, it's just fun pushing as well. I won't push in the November season. That's really important to note because later I will travel to Helsinki because of the World Championship, so I can't really push this season. I will try in the early season. Like, still, I'm enjoying Super Bowls a lot, so I want to get back to that, away from the event troops, and that's for sure something I'm going to do. But then I will push again at the December season because I felt like a lot of you were enjoying it. And then the end, it is what it is. I will just try to do it for the content, and I hope you guys have done a great time of watching. As well for this specific season, as I said, I feel the event troops, I thought in the beginning would be kind of good for me. But then again, turned out it was really bad for me because offense-wise, even though they were kind of busted, nothing was really fitting in my style, to be honest. So for me personally, it was not an upgrade whatsoever. As I said, when the event started, I was rank 11 globally with my highest account, which is easily within the personal best for that account, and I could have actually made it, but yeah, the event troops messed up things quite badly, which is in the end like not an excuse whatsoever. Like, it's purely on me, obviously, but still it feels a bit frustrating. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. As well, overall, let me know how you enjoyed as well those season push videos, and if you want to see that more in the future, because as I said, I would for sure do that more often if you like it. But as well, it's really stressful, so I won't do it like every season. As well, a huge shout out goes to Stars, for example, who is pushing literally like every season a ton of accounts, and I have no clue how he does that. I mean, that's just insane. I mean, pushing with so many accounts, and I mean, if you have pushed once in your lifetime in Legends, you know that it's really mentally draining because you have some days which are insane. You're wishing like you would have double the amount of attacks, everything looks perfect to you, the perfect day, for example, on offense, your defense looks great. Those are the days which are really easy to play. But then on the other side, you have days where you're like, well, nothing is going my way, I'm barely getting 200 on offense, I'm getting 3s out every single time. It's like, it really feels frustrating, and those are the days which are really hard to overcome with mental power, I guess. So yeah, having someone who's pushing non-stop, that's to me is just insane. It's really, really impressive, and that's why I think, to be honest, this to me is even more impressive than the performance he shows, because in the end, when you have more accounts, it's easier to push because you're having a lot of the base, you're facing a lot of times the same bases. I feel like in the end of the season there were like maybe 10 different bases which were like used non-stop, and it's, yeah, it was kind of insane. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this video. Overall, the push season, let me know if you would like to see that more often in the future. And I was hopefully able to share everything which was happening behind the scenes when it comes down to money and how High Legend kind of works. Otherwise, as always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next video. Until then, see ya, and bye-bye.